1.0 System Installation 1.1 Objective 1.0 System Installation 1.1 Objective Deploy a new cognitive operating system in the operator, replacing emotion-based processing with first principles, logic, and execution efficiency. 1.2 Operating Assumption The human brain is a programmable biological system. Most operators run outdated software based on social conditioning, fear, and emotional bias. This document defines the specifications for an upgraded system. 1.3 Required Inputs Operator willingness to eliminate identity-based thinking, full acceptance of first principles reasoning, commitment to output as the primary metric, capacity for uninterrupted deep work intervals, removal of external validation dependencies. 1.4 Failure Conditions The system will fail if the operator seeks comfort rather than output, processes decisions through emotion instead of data, attempts to feel motivated instead of executing, prioritizes opinions, approval, or self-image over performance, maintains legacy habits linked to previous identity. 1.5 Activation Protocol Step 1. The operator acknowledges old programming is obsolete. Step 2. The operator installs new identity based on capability, not history. Step 3. The operator runs all decisions through first principles logic. Step 4. The operator replaces hesitation with immediate execution. Step 5. The operator measures progress by output, not intention or emotion. 2.1 Definition First principles thinking is the process of reducing any problem to its fundamental components and rebuilding the solution from physics, math, or objective reality rather than assumptions, tradition, or emotion. 2.2 Purpose To eliminate inherited beliefs, social programming, common sense, and surface-level logic. The operator will learn to think like an engineer, not like a participant in society. 2.3 Operating Rule The operator will not ask, "How do others do this?" The operator will ask, "What is true at the most basic level?" 2.0 First Principles Framework 2.4 First Principles Breakdown Model Step 1. Identify the desired outcome. Step 2. Strip away all opinions, expectations, and assumptions. Step 3. Reduce the problem to physics, math, or direct cause-effect. Step 4. Reconstruct the solution from zero using only verified components. Step 5. Execute the most efficient version regardless of convention or approval. 2.5 Example, Business Scaling. Legacy Thinking. How do most restaurants grow? First principles, logic. Customer acquisition cost equals X. Lifetime value per customer equals Y. Growth is a math equation, not a guess. Output is limited by constraint. Eliminate constraint. 2.6 Example, personal output. Legacy belief. I need motivation to work. First principles, logic. Muscles do not require motivation to contract. Brain is hardware responding to commands. Motivation is irrelevant. Execution is mechanical. 2.7 Failure Symptoms. Operator is not using first principles if asking for permission, using other people's beliefs as truth, avoiding action due to fear or uncertainty, copying instead of calculating, saying I don't know how instead of breaking down the problem. 2.8 Required Upgrade. The operator will replace I think with what is the data? I feel with what is the physics? They say with what is provable. 3.0 Identity Upgrade. 3.1 Definition. Identity is the operator's default operating code, the internal script that determines what actions are normal, acceptable, or possible. 3.2 core rule output is limited not by ability but by identity. The operator cannot outperform the identity they believe they are. 3.3 failure condition. If the operator says, "That's not who I am," "I've never done that before," "I'm not that kind of person," the OS is still running legacy identity code. 3.4 Identity Replacement Protocol. Step 1. Define the future identity based on mission, not past. Step 2. Assign daily behaviors that match the new identity. Step 3. Eliminate all habits connected to the previous identity. Step 4. Run execution as if the new identity is already installed. Step 5. Track actions, not feelings, as proof of identity. 3.5 Identity Equation. Identity equals what the operator repeatedly does, not what the operator believes about themselves. 3.6 Legacy Identity Deletion. The operator will remove, "I'm not ready," "I don't feel like it," "I need balance," "I'm trying," "I want to." These are emotional statements incompatible with this OS 3.7 new identity command. The operator will replace "I am becoming" with "I already am." Execution defines identity, not affirmation, not intention. 3.8 Example. Legacy identity. I'm trying to build a business. Upgraded identity. I build scalable systems every day. Legacy identity. I want to be rich. Upgraded identity. I operate at billionaire output level. 3.9 Verification rule identity is confirmed only by daily actions, output measured, systems built, constraints removed, not words, not intention, not one day. 4.0 Execution law. Speed greater than perfection. 4.1 Principle. Perfection is a delay mechanism disguised as intelligence. The operator will prioritize speed of deployment over optimization. 4.2 Operating rule done. Perfect iteration, planning execution, intention. 4.3 System. Logic output velocity compounds faster than theoretical improvement. The operator will learn by doing, not by preparing. 4.4 Deployment cycle, Musk model. 1. Build the minimum version that works. 2. Deploy immediately. 3. Collect real data, not opinions. 4. Fix based on failure, not imagination. 5. Repeat the cycle until constraints are removed. 4.5 Failure condition. The operator is in perfection mode if waiting for the right moment, gathering more information instead of executing, editing before releasing, rehearsing instead of deploying, asking what if instead of what's next. 4.6 Elon case. Example: SpaceX did not wait for a perfect rocket. They launched, exploded, analyzed, improved. Iteration speed equals success speed. 4.7 Correct operator, logic. Bad version, executed today, greater than perfect version, never launched. 4.8 Command override. When hesitation is detected, operator will activate execute now, fix later. 4.9 Core equation. Execution speed times iteration frequency equals innovation rate. The operator will control both. 5.0 Work ethic protocol. 80 to 100 hour output cycles. 5.1 Definition. High output operators compress years of progress into months by increasing total hours of focused execution, not by relying on motivation or balance. 5.2 Operating standard. The operator will target 80 to 100 hours of productive work per week, not busy time, not meetings, not planning. 80 to 100 hours of actual build, solve, execute time. 5.3 core logic. If two operators have the same skill and one works 40 hours while the other works 100, the second one achieves in 4 months what takes the first operator 1 year. Time times focus equals output acceleration. 5.4 Misconception elimination. The operator will remove the following civilian beliefs. I need balance. That's too much work. I don't want to burn out. I deserve rest. These are emotional statements, not engineering logic. 5.5 Work distribution model example breakdown of 100 hours per week. 14 hours per day, x 7 days, 12 hours per day, x 6 days, plus 1 light day, 10 hours per day, x 7 days, plus 30 weekend hours. The operator selects the model that sustains high output. 5.6 Energy. Rule output is not based on feeling good. Output is based on input control, food, sleep, hydration, oxygen, environmental engineering, no noise, no distractions, identity lock, operator identity tied to output. 5.7 Burnout clarification. Burnout equals emotional resistance to meaningless work, not high output. The operator will assign meaning plus mission to all high-load cycles. 5.8 Required deletion. The operator will uninstall. I did enough today. I'll continue tomorrow. I need motivation. These are not recognized by this OS 5.9 operator command. When fatigue is detected, the operator will execute, continue, energy follows, execution. 6.0 Emotion removal protocol. 6.1 Operating principle. Emotion is noise in the system. Execution requires signal clarity. The operator will remove emotional processing from decision-making, work output, and identity formation. 6.2 Core rule: emotion may be felt, but it will not be obeyed. 6.3 Emotional interference. Types: fear, future simulation error, doubt, lack of data disguised as self-attack, guilt, social programming loop, laziness, energy conservation instinct. Overthinking, undirected processing, all are treated as system bugs, not truth. 6.4 Emotion handling protocol. Step 1. Detect emotional signals. Step 2. Label it as irrelevant input. Step 3. Route decision back to logic. Step 4. Execute regardless of state. 6.5 Command override examples. Emotion: I'm tired. Override: execute. Energy is secondary. Emotion: what if I fail? Override: run math, not fear. Emotion: I don't feel like it. Override: feelings are not operating code. 6.6 Elon reference. Logic. Elon does not ask, how do I feel? He asks, what is physically possible? The operator will follow the same logic tree. 6.7 Invalid inputs. The system rejects the following emotional statements. I feel unmotivated. I'm not in the mood. I'm afraid of failing. This is uncomfortable. These statements do not affect execution path. 6.8 Emotion equals background. Noise. Emotion is allowed to exist in the background, but never allowed to alter. Schedule output. Decision identity. 6.9 Operator declaration. The operator does not negotiate with emotion. 7.0 Deep work system. Distraction-free environment. 7.1 Definition. Deep work is sustained, uninterrupted cognitive focus applied to a single task without context switching, distraction, or emotional interference. 7.2 Purpose. To increase output quality and execution speed by maximizing mental bandwidth and reducing attention fragmentation. 7.3 Operating Rule. If the operator is not in deep work, the operator is not producing elite output. 7.4 Deep work conditions required environmental constraints. No phone in operator's physical reach. No social media, alerts, or passive input. No open tabs unrelated to the single task. Noise-free or controlled audio environment. Single task in active memory buffer. 7.5 Deep work. Cycle timing. Recommended cycle 90 minutes on, 10-minute reset, 2 hours on, 15-minute reset, 4-hour uninterrupted build block. Advanced operator. Full day output equals 4 to 6 deep work blocks. 7.6 Attention leak elimination. The operator will uninstall multitasking, notification checking, background apps, passive browsing, low-value conversations. Every leak slows the system. 7.7 Focus equation. Attention times time equals output. If attention is divided, output is mathematically reduced. 7.8 Context switching penalty. Each time the operator switches tasks, approximately 20 to 23 minutes of cognitive reset is required. Therefore, quick checks equals system sabotage. 7.9 Command activation. Before deep work begins, operator executes. Enter build mode. No external input. Deep work ends only when task is complete, not when operator feels done. 8.0 Decision-making framework engineer, logic. 8.1 Purpose. To remove emotional, social, and opinion-based decision-making and replace it with a calculated, repeatable selection process based on physics, math, and expected ROI. 8.2 Core principle. The operator does not decide based on preference. The operator decides based on impact, times probability times speed. 8.3 Decision algorithm. Step 1. Define the objective. Step 2. List all possible actions. Step 3. Remove actions with low impact or slow speed. Step 4. Rank remaining actions by expected result per hour. Step 5. Execute the highest leverage action immediately. 8.4 Billionaire question filter. Before any action, the operator will ask, 1. Does this grow cash flow? 2. Does this grow attention? 3. Does this grow our network, our leverage? If action does not hit at least 2 out of 3, it is rejected. 8.5 Time cost rule. If an action will matter in 5 years, do it. If not, delegate or delete. 8.6 Delegation rule. If a task can be done 70% as well by another operator, the primary operator must delegate it. 8.7 Speed rule. If a decision can be made now with 70% data, waiting for 100% becomes a liability. 8.8 Reversible versus irreversible decisions. Reversible, decide immediately. Irreversible, run first principles analysis, then commit. Most operators treat reversible decisions like irreversible ones. This is output suicide. 8.9 Override command. When stuck in thought loop, operator executes action greater than delay dash. Move first, optimize second. 9.0 Time and energy allocation model. 9.1 Objective. To allocate the operator's time and biological energy toward the highest return activities, eliminating default human behavior patterns such as randomness, reaction, and emotional scheduling. 9.2 Core principle: time is a fixed resource. Energy is a managed resource. Both must be intentionally allocated, not experienced. 9.3 Time allocation equation. If the operator does not tolerance a sign, time will be consumed by entropy, distraction, emotion, other people. 9.4 Priority hierarchy. Tier 1 High leverage creation, build, scale, automate, solve constraints. Tier 2 Revenue critical activity, sales, systems, talent, offers. Tier 3 Skill increase directly linked to mission. Tier 4 Delegated and automated processes. Tier 5 Elimination category, no ROI. Anything that lands in Tier 5 is erased, not scheduled. 9.5 Operator schedule. Rule: 80% of the operator's waking time equals Tier 1 plus Tier 2 tasks. Example: build systems, solve constraints, increase output capacity, acquire customers, improve product efficiency. Not allowed in Tier 1 to 2. Scrolling, consuming content, random conversations, thinking about doing it. Emotional recovery time. 9.6 Energy allocation. The operator will prioritize high output work when energy is high, mechanical tasks when energy is low, zero negotiation with state-based thinking. Energy is managed, not waited on. 9.7 Biological fuel rule. Energy is input dependent, not motivationally dependent. Sleep levels, hydration, glucose, electrolytes, oxygenation, light exposure, movement cycles. The operator will treat the body as hardware, not identity. 9.8 Forbidden logic. The operator will delete, I'll do it when I feel better. I'll start when I have more time. I need a break before I begin. These are emotional commands, not operator commands. 9.9 Time command activation. Every morning, the operator executes schedule equals destiny, no empty hours. 10.0 Prototyping formula. Launch, iterate, scale. 10.1 Objective: to eliminate delay loops caused by overplanning and replace them with rapid test feedback improvement cycles, identical to SpaceX and Tesla development systems. 10.2 Core principle: reality is the only valid feedback. The operator will ship, collect data, improve, repeat. 10.3 Three-phase model. Phase 1 Launch, build minimum functional version, release into real environment, collect real user/market/system data. Phase 2 Iterate, identify failure patterns, solve constraints one by one, reduce complexity, increase efficiency. Phase 3 Scale, system becomes stable plus repeatable, add automation, team, capital, or distribution, expand volume without changing core product. 10.4 Wrong order, civilian model, think, plan, hesitate, ask permission, never launch. 10.5 Correct order, operator model, launch, fail, measure, fix, launch again. 10.6 Failure clarification, failure is not negative data. Failure equals instruction set for iteration. 10.7 Operating equation, number of iterations, x, speed of iteration equals innovation rate. 10.8 Space X example, Falcon rockets did not become reliable through planning. They became reliable through explosions, analysis, redesign. 10.9 Delay equals death rule. Every day without deployment is wasted feedback potential. 10.10 Command override. When the operator resists launching due to fear of imperfection, ship first, perfect through iteration. 11.0 Daily Operating Schedule Hour Block Model. 11.1 Objective. Define a repeatable daily structure that maximizes execution velocity, eliminates decision fatigue, and aligns output with mission objectives. 11.2 Core Rule. The operator does not wake up and see what happens. The schedule is the operating system. Emotion does not modify the schedule. 11.3 Default High Output Schedule Example Model. 0500 System Boot, No Phone, Cold Reset. 0515 Mission Review, Single Metric Selection. 0530 Deep Work. Block number 1, Highest Value Task, No Input Allowed. 0830 Physical Maintenance Cycle, Fuel, Hydration, Movement. 9 a.m. Output block number 2, Build, Sell, Solve Constraints. 12 p.m. Quick Refuel, Data Check, Retarget. 12:30 p.m. Output block number 3, Scale, Hire, Automate, Create. 3 p.m. Deep Work, block number 4, Second High Focus Session. 6 p.m. Review Metrics, Log Progress, Plan Next Day. 1900 Low Cognitive Tasks or Delegation Time. 2100 System Shutdown, No Screens, No Stimulation. 2200 Sleep Hardware Reset. 11.4 Schedule Non-Negotiables. Deep work happens before messaging, notifications, or reaction tasks. No free time blocks as every hour is assigned or deleted. Output tasks replace consumption tasks, or I don't feel like it is not an override command. 11.5 Single Metric Rule. Every day is measured by one quantifiable output, not effort. Examples: revenue generated, systems built, problem solved, customer acquisitions, lines of code written, pages produced, videos published. If no metric improved, the day did not execute. 11.6 Environmental Engineering. The operator modifies the environment so that the correct action becomes default. Examples: no phone in workspace, browser locked to a single tab, preset workspace, no setup friction, no reactive apps during deep blocks, noise, light, and temperature pre-optimized. 11.7 Operator Command. Before the day begins, today equals output, not experience. 12.0 Weekly Performance Dashboard. 12.1 Objective. Install a tracking system that measures execution, eliminates self-delusion, and forces the operator to confront reality in numbers, not feelings. 12.2 Core Principle. If it is not measured, the operator will lie to themselves about progress. 12.3 Dashboard Structure. The dashboard contains only 3 categories. 1. Output metrics. What was produced. 2. System metrics. What improved permanently. 3. Constraint metrics. What is still blocking growth. 12.4 Output metrics. Examples: revenue generated this week, sales calls completed, leads acquired, videos uploaded, product iterations deployed, lines of code written, pages authored, units shipped. 12.5 System metrics. Examples: new automation installed, process time reduced, cost per customer lowered, delegation completed, friction removed. 12.6 Constraint metrics. Examples: bottleneck that slowed execution, skill gap identified, missing resource, dependency weighting, energy crash patterns. 12.7 Weekly Review Protocol. Step 1. Log numbers, not opinions. Step 2. Identify top constraint. Step 3. Assign next week's main target to constraint removal. Step 4. Erase everything that didn't matter. 12.8 Zero Story Rule. The operator does not record. I tried. I was busy. I got distracted. I did my best. Only quantitative evidence is accepted. 12.9 command phrase. At the end of every week, reality wins, data only. 13.0 extreme accountability loop. 13.1 objective to ensure the operator cannot escape responsibility, self-deception, or emotional excuses by installing external or structural accountability systems. 13.2 core rule. If the operator can hide from failure, the operator will eventually fail. 13.3 accountability structure options. A. Public output proof. Operator publishes outcomes weekly, not intentions. Example, revenue logs, product iterations, launch dates. B. External reporting. Operator reports progress to a mentor, partner, or system. Rule, no emotional language, only metrics. C. Consequence system. If target is not hit, operator triggers self-imposed penalty. No money spent, no food reward, no recreational time, etc. D. Forced visibility. Operator posts target where others can see it. Whiteboard, office wall, accountability channel. 13.4 accountability questions. Weekly mandatory audit. 1. What did I produce? 2. What constraint stopped me? 3. Was the constraint external or internal? 4. What will be removed or replaced next week? 5. What rule was violated? 13.5 no story enforcement. The operator is not allowed to explain, justify, or excuse. Only answer, output or no output. 13.6 accountability failure indicator. If the operator says, I got distracted, I wasn't feeling good, I forgot, something came up, accountability system malfunction, must be rebuilt stronger. 13.7 strategic shame. Protocol. If operator repeatedly fails, system applies pressure. Tell someone the truth. Increase visibility. Add consequence cost. Raise standard, not comfort. 13.8 command rule. The operator lives by the no one is coming to save you. Execute. 14.0 neural override. Deleting old programming. 14.1 objective to overwrite legacy neural pathways based on fear, comfort, hesitation, and social conditioning, and replace them with execution-based automatic responses. 14.2 core principle. The brain does not change through intention. The brain changes through repetition plus consequence. 14.3 legacy programming sources. Childhood conditioning, social norms, emotional safety behaviors, fear-based avoidance patterns, low-performance identity loops. These programs are treated as malware in this OS. 14.4 override procedure. Step 1. Detect old programming, hesitation, excuse, emotion. Step 2. Interrupt with command phrase. Step 3. Replace with immediate physical action. Step 4. Repeat until identity updates. 14.5 command interrupt examples. Old code. This is hard. Override. Difficulty is not relevant. Execute. Old code. What if I fail? Override. RISK equals DATAINPUT CONTINUE. Old code. I will do it later. Override. Later equals never. Do it now. 14.6 neural replacement rule. The brain does not delete habits. The brain replaces habits through conflict plus repetition. 14.7 repetition law. A thought repeated becomes a belief. An action repeated becomes identity. A standard enforced becomes reality. 14.8 Emotional detox. The operator does not process emotions. The operator starves them by refusing to act on them. Emotion with no behavioral response equals signal death. 14.9 Identity lock protocol. Repeat until permanent. The operator does not negotiate with feelings. 15.0 Billionaire problem-solving algorithm. 15.1 Objective. To install the same problem-solving method used in engineering, rocket design, and scalable business systems, eliminating emotional reactions and replacing them with structured logic. 15.2 Core principle. A problem is not good or bad. A problem is a constraint that must be removed. 15.3 Problem-solving sequence. Musk method. Step 1. Define the problem in one sentence. Step 2. Remove all assumptions and emotional language. Step 3. Reduce to physics/math/root cause. Step 4. Generate multiple solutions. Do not judge yet. Step 5. Select the highest impact, lowest cost solution. Step 6. Test immediately. No perfection phase. Step 7. Measure, iterate, solve permanently. 15.4. Wrong method, civilian model. React emotionally, yes, complain or blame. Wait for motivation. Ask for advice instead of thinking. Delay because of fear. Accept problem as identity. 15.5. Correct method, operator model. Identify constraint. Break to first principles. Design solution from zero. Execute now. Iterate until solved. Move to next constraint. 15.6 Example. Restaurant constraint. Operator emotional mode. Sales are low. Business is slow. Economy is bad. Operator OS mode. Traffic per day, X. Conversion rate, Y%. Average ticket, Z dollars. Problem is numeric, not emotional. Adjust price, offer, distribution, or attention input. 15.7 Scaling rule. The bigger the mission, the bigger the constraints. The operator upgrades by solving bigger and faster constraints. 15.8 Failure diagnostic. The operator is still emotional if they say, "This is unfair. This is stressful. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do." Correct response. If confused, return to first principles. 15.9 Operator command. Solve or repeat. No third option. 16.0 Reality math. Turning goals into numbers. 16.1 Objective convert abstract goals into mathematical targets, removing fantasy thinking and forcing the operator to operate inside physical and financial reality. 16.2 Core principle. A goal that is not expressed in numbers is not a goal. It is a wish. 16.3 Numerical conversion formula. Step 1. Define target. Revenue/units/users/systems. Step 2. Convert to daily or weekly math. Step 3. Identify required input. Traffic, output, labor, capital. Step 4. Identify constraint. Step 5. Remove constraint. Target becomes reachable. 16.4 Example, $10,000 per month. Goal, average ticket, $20. Required sales, 500 per month. Daily target, 16.6 customers. Now the operator must solve only one problem: how to get 17 customers per day. The emotional brain says it's impossible. The OS brain says it's math. 16.5 Example, 500 trillion empire mission. Operator, Calixto ends. Define required industries, assets, or financial instruments. Break into 10-year, 1-year, 90-day, weekly targets. Select leverage mechanisms, AI, media, acquisition systems. Mission becomes a series of equations, not dreams. 16.6 Operator Math Law. If the operator cannot explain the goal in math, the operator does not understand the goal. 16.7 Anti-delusion rule statements like, I want to be rich, I want a big company, I want freedom are invalid until turned into numbers. 16.8 Reality Check. The operator does not ask, can I do this? The operator asks, what inputs make this output inevitable? 16.9 Command Activation. Every goal must bleed into math. 17.0 No Permission Rule. Build, don't ask. 17.1 Objective. Remove all dependency on approval, validation, or external authorization before execution. The operator will act first, adapt after. 17.2 Core principle billionaires do not wait for permission. They create momentum, then force the world to respond. 17.3 Operating Rule. If the operator is waiting for approval, confidence, validation, clarity, and support, certification, the right moment, the operator is not executing. The system is stuck in emotional processing. 17.4 Real-world example. Elon. SpaceX did not ask NASA for permission to build rockets. Tesla did not ask the auto industry if EVs were acceptable. Neuralink did not ask if brain chips made people comfortable. Execution created legitimacy, not permission. 17.5 Civilian delay. Loop, think, doubt, ask, wait, quit. 17.6 Operator loop build, deploy, iterate, dominate. 17.7 Forbidden phrases. The system rejects. I need someone to show me how. I'm waiting until everything is ready. I don't want to fail publicly. What if people don't like it? These are invalid emotional queries. 17.8 Replacement logic. Action creates proof. Proof creates confidence. Confidence does not exist before action. 17.9 Command override. When hesitation appears, operator executes build first, legitimacy later. 18.0 Talent and team model. How Elon selects people. 18.1 Objective. Define the criteria for selecting, deploying, and retaining high-performance individuals who can operate inside a first principles, high-speed, high-output environment. 18.2 Core principle. A players are not defined by degrees, experience, or personality. They are defined by rate of learning times rate of execution. 18.3 Hiring filter. The operator evaluates candidates using 3 questions. 1. Can this person solve problems without being told how? 2. Can this person learn new systems faster than most? 3. Can this person handle pressure without emotional collapse? If no to any, disqualified. 18.4 Red flags, instant reject. Needs motivation, needs supervision, takes things personally, talks more than they build, asks about comfort, not mission, complains about workload, not constraints. 18.5 Green flags, high-level operator, self-learning without permission, executes before asking questions, speaks in systems, not stories, can turn chaos into order, enjoys solving impossible problems, operates without emotional friction. 18.6 Team law. 1 high-output operator equals 10 average workers times 100 emotional workers. The operator will hire brains, not bodies. 18.7 Elon standard. Quote, I don't care about diplomas. Tell me about the hardest problem you've ever solved and how you solved it. 18.8 deployment rule. Do not hire to help. Hire to remove constraints. 18.9 operator command. Hire for impact. Fire for friction. 19.0 risk logic. Why most people fail. 19.1 objective reprogram the operator's response to risk so action becomes default and hesitation becomes an error state. 19.2 core principle. Normal humans avoid risk to protect comfort. Billionaires accept risk to access leverage. 19.3 risk equation. Risk equals probability of loss. Time size of loss reward equals probability of win. Time size of win. If reward greater than risk, execute immediately. 19.4 civilian risk logic broken. What if it doesn't work? What if I look stupid? What if I lose money? What if people judge me? These are social risks, not real risks. 19.5 operator risk logic. Correct. What is the downside in numbers? What is the upside in numbers? What is the cost of doing nothing? Can the loss be recovered? Is this reversible or irreversible? 19.6 irreversible risk rule. Only two things qualify as irreversible loss. 1. Death. 2. Permanent damage to mission capacity. Everything else equals recoverable. 19.7 hidden risk most people ignore. The risk of staying the same. The operator sees inaction as the highest possible threat. 19.8 default operator position. If uncertain, act. If afraid, act faster. If risk exists, quantify it, then execute. 19.9 command override. When fear appears, operator runs. Risk is data, not a stop signal. 20.0 final command page. New OS installed. 20.1 system status. Legacy operating system. Removed emotional decision layer. Disabled first principles. OS, active execution priority, maximum operator identity, upgraded. 20.2 operator declaration. The operator is no longer a participant in the emotional economy. The operator is now a builder of systems, not a consumer of experiences. The operator no longer waits for conditions. The operator creates conditions. 20.3 permanent rules. Emotion does not decide. Speed beats perfection. Data greater than opinions. Execution greater than intention. Reality greater than belief. Math greater than motivation. Output equals identity. 20.4 internal command. Set, execute. Feelings are not valid input. Build. Permission is not required. Iterate. Failure. Information. Solve. Constraints are temporary. Dominate. Competition is noise. Continue. Resistance is irrelevant. 20.5 mission reminder. Mission. I will build a $500 trillion empire. Operator. Calixto 6. Execution standard. Elon level output. Time frame. Now, not eventually. 20.6 closing directive. The operator will not try. The operator will not hope. The operator will not wait. The operator will calculate, build, launch, iterate, scale, repeat. 20.7 system lock. The operator acknowledges, I do not return to the old software. Equals, 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 cover page, equals, 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 billionaire operating system. Elon Musk edition, created for Calixto X. Shearsherpoint's mission, page. Mission: build a $500 trillion empire. Operator: Calixto X. Operating system: first principles / no emotion / extreme execution. Quote page. If something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you. Build or be forgotten. Calixto Dex. The Dorixie table of contents, full. Dig 1.0. System installation 2.0. First principles framework 3.0. Identity upgrade 4.0. Execution law, speed greater than perfection 5.0. Work ethic protocol 80 to 100 hours 6.0. Emotion removal protocol 7.0. Deep work system 8.0. Decision-making framework 9.0. Time and energy allocation model 10.0. Prototyping formula, launch arrow, iterate arrow scale. 11 daily operating schedule. 12 weekly performance dashboard. 13 extreme accountability loop. 14 neural override. Delete old programming. 15 billionaire problem-solving algorithm. 16 reality math. Turn goals into numbers. 17 no permission rule. Build first 18 talent and team model. 19 risk logic. 20.0 final command page. New OS installed. I will explain all 20 sections in simple, clear language like you asked. What it means, real life example, and how to apply it today. 1.0 system installation. Meaning you are replacing your old way of thinking with a new mindset, like deleting old software and installing new one. Example, old thinking, I'll try when I feel ready. New thinking, I execute now. Feelings don't decide. How to apply, write one old belief you will delete, plus one new rule you will follow. 2.0, first principles framework. Meaning, don't copy others. Break problems into basic truths and rebuild from zero. Example, want more customers? Instead of guessing, break it down. Customers equals traffic times conversion. How to apply? Always ask, what is the real math behind this? 3.0 identity upgrade. Meaning you can only perform at the level of the identity you believe you are. Example, I want to be rich. Weak. I am the kind of person who builds systems that print money. Strong. How to apply? Stop saying I'm trying. Say I'm the operator now. 4.0 execution law. Speed greater than perfection. Meaning chaos. Fast action beats perfect planning. Example, post the video today instead of waiting 2 weeks to edit it perfectly. How to apply? When you catch yourself delaying, say out loud, ship it. 5.0 work ethic protocol, 80 to 100 hours. Meaning you can compress years into months by increasing focused working hours. Example, instead of 8 hours a day, you do 12 to 14. You grow 2 to 3 times faster. How to apply? Replace entertainment time with build time. 6.0 emotion removal protocol. Meaning feelings are not instructions. You can feel tired and still execute. Example, I don't feel like working. Work anyway. How to apply? When emotion appears, ask, is this useful for my goal? 7.0 deep work system. Meaning work without distractions equals 10 times output. Example, 90 minutes, no phone, no tabs, pure focus. How to apply? Set a timer, remove phone, do one task only. 8.0 decision-making framework. Meaning, make decisions based on math, impact, and speed, not feelings. Example, should I start TikTok? Question, will it give me more attention and customers? Yes, do it. How to apply? Ask, does this move me forward fast? If yes, act. 9.0 time and energy allocation model. Meaning, if you don't control your time, life controls you. Example, 80% of your day should be used for building, not scrolling or talking. How to apply: schedule your day before the day starts. 10.0 Prototyping formula. Launch arrow, iterate arrow scale. Meaning, release version 1 fast, improve after feedback. Example, sell your food idea before building a restaurant. How to apply: launch first, improve after real customer reaction. 11.0 Daily operating schedule. Meaning, successful people don't wing it. They follow a daily system. Example, morning equals deep work, afternoon equals sales, evening equals review. How to apply: plan tomorrow tonight. 12.0 Weekly performance dashboard. Meaning, if you don't track results, you live in fantasy. Example, I worked hard is a lie unless you can show numbers. How to apply: every Sunday, measure money, customers, progress, bottleneck. 13.0 Extreme accountability loop. Meaning, if nobody checks your work, you will relax and fail. Example, publicly show your progress so you can't hide. How to apply: post your weekly progress online or to a friend. 14.0 Neural override. Delete old programming. Meaning, your brain will try to go back to old habits. You must override it. Example, brain, I'll do it later. New command, later equals never. Do it now. How to apply: catch old voice, replace with new command. 15.0 Billionaire problem-solving algorithm. Meaning, don't complain, solve the constraint. Example, sales are low. Fix traffic, offer, price, or delivery. How to apply: every problem, write root cause, write 3 solutions, pick one and do it. 16.0 Reality math, turn goals into numbers. Meaning, goals must be converted into math or they are fake. Example, I want $100,000 per month, $20 product, 5,000 buyers, or $2,000 offer, 50 buyers. How to apply: pick a number, reverse engineer it. 17.0 No permission rule, build first. Meaning, stop waiting for approval, start building. Example, don't ask, should I make a website? Just make it. How to apply: if action is possible, do it now. 18.0 Talent and team model. Meaning, great people multiply your output 10 times, wrong people destroy it. Example, A player equals solves problems, C player equals creates problems. How to apply: hire for execution, not personality. 19.0 Risk logic. Meaning, most people are scared of the wrong risks. Example, starting a business feels risky, but staying broke forever is the real risk. How to apply: ask, what is the risk of doing nothing? 20.0 Final command page, new OS installed. Meaning, you accept a new identity, a builder, not a watcher. Example, you stop saying someday, you say now. How to apply: write this sentence and sign it. I do not return to the old software.